Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Beyond Second Cognition. I'm Beall. The topic of this discussion is the human body is an antenna. I've explained some of this in my books, but I'm going to go ahead and explain it again now to give you a better idea about the human body and what its capabilities truly are. We have all been fed this lowly human mentality for so long that we all believe it. When the theosophists and the gurus and sages of old got in touch with the hive, they came up with certain ideas that they called spiritual science. There is probably some science involved in this, but it goes beyond earthly scientific considerations, and I'm not going to address the scientific aspect of it because at this juncture it really doesn't matter. We're not developed enough as a species at this point to offer scientific conjecture on how this all works. All I can tell you is that it does work, and I can tell you generally how it works. But as to the mechanics of how it works, I can't tell you because I don't know. I just know it works. Our science and neurologists will tell you that all consciousness is centered in the brain. And this isn't true. The human body is a programmed artificial intelligence that functions on many different levels. You have the body-mind, and you have the mind, and you have the body itself. There are autonomous functions like the heartbeat and breathing and eye blinking and things of that nature. You know, the function of the organs particularly, you don't have any conscious control over for the most part. Yeah, you can hold your breath, but if you don't consciously intervene in breathing, you're not going to interrupt the natural process. So far as how your kidneys or liver or pancreas functions, you really don't have any conscious control. So these all lie in the realm of the body. The cell system is the body's memory database. It is where the information is stored through consciousness. In a reincarnational cycle, the cell system can actually carry information forward from past lives into this lives as stored data. Certain scientific research has discovered that the heart is a brain all on its own. So the heart feeds information to the brain in your head. In essence, the heart is the primary brain, and the brain in your head is the secondary brain. The other part is the body-mind, which is where you get your nervous system and emotional reflexes controlled through programming, and that has been manipulated tremendously over time. When you take all of these elements into consideration, then you realize that the human body has more than meets the eye than what we have been taught to believe about the body as a thing. The human body has the capability through its nervous system and nerve receptors to tap into greater sources of information to process, to bleed through to the brain in your head and bring information to your conscious awareness. What we have suggested with the energy downloads, what this performs is an upgrade to the nervous system. The human body has been kept operating at about the lowest frequency imaginable, so this species could be controlled by other beings and by psychological abusers on this planet. People do not know their capabilities or their potentials so long as they take the materialist view of what the human body is. If they want to look at strictly the 3D mechanics of it, they miss the greater portion of what the body can do. Through the nervous system and the nerve receptors, with the downloading of energies. The nervous system enhances, and because the body is an antenna, just like you can take an antenna and raise it higher to get better reception, these downloads upgrade the nervous system and facilitate something equivalent to building that higher tower so you can get better reception. This is what allows one the capability to tap into what we call the cosmic internet. The higher you raise your tower, the greater distance you have and the more signals you can pick up. These signals are received through the nervous system and the heart-mind, processed through the body-mind, and eventually lead through to the brain and your conscious awareness. The brain is usually the last place the information manifests itself. Most of the information is processed through the nervous system, through the body-mind, through the heart-mind, and eventually bleeds through to the brain. All this talk about raising your vibration, which nobody in the New Age can tell you what it's about other than, oh, you're going to elevate to the fifth dimension, is partially correct. Yes, you can raise your vibration, but no, you're not moving to the fifth dimension, and the aliens aren't going to come pick you up and take you there, and you're not going to magically transform your body from 3D to 5D. Where you have to pay attention in any of these doctrines is whether the stuff you're reading, whether it's explained or whether it's just hung out there like a carrot to lure you forward. If no one can provide explanations about this other than escapist promises, then they're peddling bullshit. The energy downloads facilitate the upgrade to the nervous system, and it takes time because humans have been kept operating at the lowest level frequency. The body is not prepared for the high antenna yet. So what the energy downloads facilitate is an upgrade or a building of that taller reception tower so you can tap into greater information at greater distances. The body will receive this as you upgrade through the download cycles. When you get these downloads, they can make you sleepy, they can make you jittery, they can disrupt your sleep, and sometimes keep you up when you need to sleep, and sometimes make you sleepy when you need to stay awake. But all of this is part of the upgrade process to the form. The energy downloads serve as a biological hardware upgrade to increase the antenna's capability to receive information from broader sources than just your 3D 5-sense perceptual reality. So this whole process has a specific outcome. The energy downloads upgrade the nervous system. When the nervous system gets upgraded, it attunes you to higher level, higher frequency, other dimensional energies. You receive more input or more clear signal, just like that higher radio tower will deliver. And it also increases your translation capabilities through the body, mind, the cell system, the nervous system, the heart, mind, and it eventually reaches the brain, and your consciousness is able to advance. So there is a logical explanation for how all of this stuff works. You're not going to find it anywhere on this planet. You're not going to find it in the New Age spiritual science doctrines. They don't explain anything. They just lure you forward and say, turn to the divine. This isn't about divinity. This is about you doing your own work by your own choices and having the patience to go through the process along with the clearing process to raise that tower so you can get clear information and eventually learn to advance your consciousness beyond what human capabilities have been told are. We have the capability to be tremendously more than what we have been told. And everything on this planet that we have been told is either misdirection or misinformation based on 5-sense perceptions of material reality alone. I know this is probably going to beget questions in the comment sections, and we endorse them. We will answer them as best we can. But in a snapshot, this is sort of how this works. Again, it's a basic 101 explanation on the processes that we promote. gives you explanations on some of the things that you have been experiencing that nobody else can seem to answer. And it's not all about ascension and rising to the fifth dimension. That is the biggest bunch of hogwash, escapist, expectation building, disappointment generating garbage that you can find. So please ask questions if you want further elucidation. We will be covering these aspects in the Beyond Second Cognition series that was already in progress, and we'll have written and published as soon as we can get them hammered out. For those doing the work, stay the course. Don't give up on yourselves.